Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Caleb Morrison. This is Caleb's Diesel and Fabrication. If you like fabricating stuff, if you like working on diesel vehicles, this is a great place to be because we're going to do it all. All right, guys, another day in the shop. It's Sunday today, but you know, being on a fire department schedule, you work 24 hours straight and then you're off for 48 hours to do kind of whatever you want to. It's really a great schedule. I really enjoy the job. Firefighting is definitely a passion of mine, and you know, it has taken care of me and my family. I mean, honestly, it's taken care of my family ever since I was born. You know, my dad was a full-time fireman back in '91 when I was born. So I'm super thankful for the fire service. And luckily, I've had a lot of good people in my life to kind of help me along the way. But I found out earlier I wanted to be a firefighter in life. Started my EMT school to get my national registry done whenever I was a senior in high school. So I got into the pension system for the state of Oklahoma when I was 18 years old. So that's the earliest you can get in. I'm super thankful for that. I got a lot of wise people that kind of told me and pushed me in the right direction. Mainly that person will be my dad. I'm thankful for him. He just retired about a month ago with 35 years and like 4 months of service. So proud of him. I'm thankful for all the time he put in and what he did for the community at Claremore where he worked. And I just feel like it's my duty to, you know, keep on with the fire family setup, and I just really am passionate about it, and I love the job. So it allows me a lot of time off to do things like, you know, build this truck and go wheeling and stuff like that, but also allows me to have a full-time business as well, which, you know, my diesel repair shop business has been really monumental in my life because I've not only learned a ton, but I've been able to go and do things because of the extra revenue that it makes to have projects, you know, to do this and that and buy Squarebodies and fuel my addiction, I guess you could say. But I'm really enjoying the build process on my truck and really excited for Ryan on his because his truck's coming together. It's just awesome. Yesterday, he went and picked up his rear axle so we could start getting the truss welded on it. And then also he got a couple of more parts in for his transfer case so we can finally get the transfer case and magnum box in the truck, get it completely sealed up where it needs to be and done so we don't have to move it. Now we can move on to build a link bar, suspension for the front, and man, it's just getting more and more exciting. But one thing I like to do on a Saturday, Sunday, whichever day I'm off on my fire department schedule is I like to clean up in my area where my toolbox is, where my truck is. This is kind of my truck's home right here. So I try to make sure to clean it up, and I try to instill that in the guys that work for me. You know, when you get done with the project or you're, you know, at the end of the week, let's clean up, let's clean your workspace. And it just makes everything go smoother if you got all your tools back in the right spot. You got your toolbox clean and everything's neat and ready to go. You're able to do a lot more work more efficiently, faster. And I'm not always perfect on that, so just, you know that there's going to be days where it doesn't look like that. But at the end of the week, I try on the weekends to clean it up. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to clean up the toolbox and kind of clean up some of the stuff around here. And then I'll get started on my more of my exhaust work on my truck. And my goal is today is to get the O2 sensor bung welded in, put that on there, put the Y pipe piece that I have here on the truck, fire it up and look for any oil leaks where I replaced the oil cooler lines that I had from Improved Racing that went out to a cooler up here on the front of the truck. I replaced that with a block off plate and new gasket and all that. So it's kind of running like a normal LS would. Summit, they've been clutch. They got me this Mr. Gasket exhaust cutout. It's part number 5424, and it's a cast iron piece, which I do like, and the valve design is really cool. So if you guys want, if you look in the inside here, the straight through, it just has a flapper valve that opens, and then whenever you close that, it opens and goes straight through to the muffler, which I'm going to have. So the obstacle that I'm going to run into here, obstacle that I'm going to run into on this thing is It's not really a problem, but it kind of is a problem. This is cast. This is a cast piece. So the problem with a cast piece is it's not going to 100% seal up if you weld it, and it could break. And also, it's made to be brazed onto the exhaust. So I don't really know. We'll see. I don't really know how this is going to work out. I'm probably going to have to go to the exhaust shop over in Collinsville and probably have them make some type of flare to put on this where I can put a clamp on the other side. So we'll see. I'm not completely convinced this is going to work great. I'm just looking at it right now, and you can kind of see some daylight through here. So I hope it doesn't sound like a bad exhaust leak. I might do some test fitting on this just to see. And if not, I mean, it doesn't seem like a super cheap piece, but I don't know. It just kind of, I can see some daylight in one spot. So we'll just have to see what it sounds like. I don't want it to be having that exhaust sound like I don't care about my truck and I don't do a very good work. So I went back and forth on getting an electronic cutoff cut out for my exhaust, but I've just heard people have a lot of problems with them, and I want it to sound good, but man, the electronic part is what I don't like. I like this one because it's a cable that you pull. It's like a throttle cable for a lawnmower. So I really like the design on this. So I hope it doesn't leak. Things are subject to change, guys, but before I start working on this, I'm gonna get some area cleaned up, get my toolbox cleaned up, and we're gonna go from there. You too? Yeah. I do it constantly. Yeah, it's my favorite pastime. I like putting tools up that I didn't fuck with. Getting somewhere.
Better look pretty, goddammit.
That's what a grinder's for.
I know you can do it, that's the problem.
Exhaust is a bitch to weld.
Yeah, it is.
It's coated. So you just kind of get what you get.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's about as slick as you can make one look. That looks like shit.
For what it is, it looks good.
All right, we're gonna listen to this thing fire up and see what it sounds like. I know it doesn't have a muffler on it at the moment, but I mean, we're gonna find out. So here we go. This is the old muffler that I had on the truck previously. I just got it bolted on, clamped on for the time being because, man, that's super loud. I mean, didn't even sound good, but it is straight headers with barely a pipe, so we'll see. that's with my exhaust that I had on it, my muffler, different manifolds, and the Y pipe going from 2 to 1 is different, and then also the flanges are different, so the way they hook up. But I think it sounds pretty good. I'm probably going to go with a different muffler. I don't know, I'm kind of rethinking the idea of putting the cutout in there. I really don't like the design of the cutout. I think it's going to leak, and name of the game with this is needs to be bulletproof, reliable. So I might just put a little more aggressive muffler on it, like a 40 series Flowmaster or something like that. We'll see. Okay, Ryan's made some huge progress. We now have both axles back, and he's got the 14 bolt prepped to start working on putting the truss on. And luckily we were able to get some truss and bump stop pads ordered from TMR today. Hopefully it's none of the BS at the border holds us up. Who knows? But we're going to stay positive here. We're going to get done what we can get done. So Ryan's working on getting the gasket surfaces on his Magnum box that go to the adapter from the 4L80 good and sealed up. And the reason why is because on everyone, including myself, had problems with it sealing, and I think I fought mine 3 times in a row. I had to take it off and put it back together. So I'm not gonna lie, it definitely gives you the red ass whenever you have to take it off 3 times and you have to reseal it. So the last time that I put mine on, I used a whole full tube of the Right Stuff gasket maker, and it hasn't leaked at all. So hopefully Ryan's got the same sentiment here. He's heeded some of the other people like me and Brad's advice. So yeah, we're gonna have a better option here with this. Ryan's got his all looking pretty. It's ready to go in.
There she goes.
We keep getting teased in Oklahoma. The weather has been super cold some days, and then all of a sudden we'll have like a spring-like day like today. The sun is shining, the wind's not blowing, it's, I don't know, 60 degrees outside. It feels so good. But we all know it's BS, because in Oklahoma here in about, I don't know, 15 or 20 days, it'll be, you know, well digger's ass cold outside. It's a guarantee. Oh yeah, you got that. Too far. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boy, you lucky dog. Look at that. Like a glove. All right, now we just need to rotate it around.
Coming down.
Hey, we always talk about it when it's right, man. Keep going. Keep. Hey.
Don't move.
Couple of, what you got? That's what I've always been told.
Oh, what you got?
We're gonna get us a nut started here and start. Did you know this bolt ain't all the way tight for your adapter right up here, or is that?
Which one?
It's
oh, I loosened it a bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Just make sure.
Yeah.
Starting to freak me out for a second.
What?
This was forwards, and I was like, why is that not up?
Oh, it's because I slid it.
You slid her forwards, man. I get it. Well, you know that it's a pretty good tight seal, because every time we push it in there, it has such a push of a vacuum on it, it actually pushes transmission fluid out of the dipstick tube hole.
Yeah.
That's how good a seal it's got on it. Did you get the ratchet wrench yet? Oh, sweet. Those little small ratchet wrenches are awesome.
That's the winner for this deal.
Oh, dude. It's amazing how the right tool just makes life so much easier. Like, I couldn't do 90% of any of this stuff without this jack right here. Like, this makes life so much easier.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, gone are the days of bull hunching in the driveway in the gravel on a piece of plywood or steel plate. That's how we started this whole thing out, honestly.
Makes me appreciate all this way more.
Yeah, whenever you do have to, you know, lay in the driveway with a piece of plywood with a jack on it, when you actually have, you know, the transmission jack, it really makes you appreciate it. I know I'm thankful for it.
All right.
Oh yeah, she's
Well, they're tight enough for...
yeah, tight enough for, you know, your
Too
hand.
tight for finger tight, but
Yeah.
too loose for...
Cool. Once we get this kind of bolted in, then we can work on building this cross member going to this, Ryan. Did you get the piece for this?
Not yet.
Okay.
I told you to remind me what I did. It's your fault.
Well, you just love to go to O'Reilly's every single day. That's your goal, is to go to town a couple of times.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, a day is not right unless you got to drive all the way to town, which we say all the way to town. All the way to town for us is about 7.5 miles, so it's really not that bad.
But when you got to go 7 times to O'Reilly's in a day, you know.
Which I don't know about you guys at O'Reilly's, but ours gets our parts wrong about 98% of the time. So luckily they have a driver during the week that can bring parts back and forth. Shout out to Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Appreciate you, man. You, I know you're watching, and I appreciate it. And thank you for bringing them out and being in a timely manner, because we've had a couple of other drivers that are not in a timely manner, and it makes my life not as good. So thank you. Okay. Show you guys what we got going on here. So you guys know from previous videos that I've done before that everything happens for a reason here, and you got to do these things kind of in succession. So Ryan's been whittling away at this thing, and you can kind of see how the cross member sets across here. Now, the reason why this is right here is because when he gets it all tightened up, it'll go back farther, and this rests against the bottom of the transfer case, not touching but pretty close. And it's pretty well made, you know, heavy duty as you can make it. I'm impressed with it. I told Ryan a couple times already that I wish my cross member tucked up in there and was this nice, because mine does not look like this, but it works nonetheless. See, Ryan's got some 1/2-inch holes for some grade A hardware, 2 on the bottom, and then he's also got the 1 on the side. So from the back side, you can kind of see the way we got it in there. It has not only the 1 bracket, you know, for 2 bolts down here, but it's got this piece that kind of triangulates this front and the back, and then it also pulls the cross member out. So from the middle, it pulls it out. And so what that's going to do is make it to where it's going to be a lot stronger, and it's going to be supported. And, you know, you guys know that the tensile strength of a 1/2-inch bolt is pretty legit, so I don't think there's going to be any issues with that. Oh, do we put the deal in the way?
Yeah, you put it in the way.
Well, just rest it. Oh, so this is what you can run into. You run into stuff like this, where the transmission jack is, you know, hitting where the cross member needs to be. We did this before, but just forgot about it. So we like doing it twice. We don't do it twice, we don't know what to do. So good thing is I got these handy dandy little screw jacks from that Jungle place, and they took care of me. So they're like 75 bucks. Shout out to them. Jeff Bezos taking care of us, and just money in his pocket. So making life easier here at the shop. Ryan's getting it all in. There we go. I'm just watching and doing the camera shit, and Ryan's doing all the work. So, you know, it's just par for the course. But anyways, you can kind of see now he's putting those bolts in. I'm blinding him with my light so he can't see what he's doing.
Get one in there to hold it.
So you can kind of see the clearance right here for the yoke coming out of the transfer case, real close, but it's enough. It's enough to where, you know, you can get these bolts out if you need to. And you can also see, which I'm banging my head on stuff, that that's where the bracket for the Magnum goes across. We welded that together, and then we put these little tabs on the cross member, and then it has a little nylon bushing that goes in between here. It kind of gives it some padding for vibrating and stuff like that. So it's going to work pretty good. Ryan's got it good and I would say braced up to the hilt, kind of the way we do things around here. I used to be the guy like throw it together and make it work, but that stuff always bites you in the ass, and I'm not a fan of that. So now I've changed my ways. Ryan's kind of always been this way, that he likes to do it once and do it right. I've not always been that way, but I am now. So he's making it good and stout, and if 10 pounds of welding wire is good, I'd say 20 pounds is better. So that's what my motto is.
Yeah, those are some getting tired at the end of the day welds.
You know, and guys, really, let's be honest.
The top was I wasn't tired, and then I decided to weld this in here.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, you know, might as well weld it all, and that's a huge gap there.
Yeah.
There's 3 different runs in there, and I just got to the point, I was like, okay, it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm tired, and I'm ready to
go home.
I'm ready to stop making noise and making Caleb's wife mad. And
not for much longer.
Time to go home.
That'll be all right, because then it's Jacob's turn. He lives out here in the shop.
Yeah.
He can listen to it. Then I come over and bang and beat on stuff and make him happy. For the most part, guys, I'm really proud of the progress that Ryan's made. He's done most of the work. I've just kind of helped here and there, but he's making it his, and that's what matters. And he's making it tough, and he'll be proud of it whenever he's driving on the trail, knowing that every bit of this thing, he's touched it, and he knows how it's put together, and knows the quality of work he put in and dedication. So it's working. It's working. You are you well, I guess you're gonna just leave those down until you make
well, yeah, this is just
fit up. So this is part of the process, the customs fit up and the work here. Going to Tractor Supply 19 times to get bolts. That's why I ended up finally about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, I went and bought a bolt bin from Harbor Freight and started stocking 1/2 inch, 9/16, 3/8, 7/16, 5/16, and 1/4 20 bolts in bulk, because I hate driving to Tractor Supply every 2 seconds to get bolts. And I ended up still having, I end up still having to get bolts here and there, but Ryan just went and bought, you know, $100 worth of bolts today, so he's replenishing the funds.
okay. This was just for temporary. I got some shorter bolts that I'm going to use for this, so we don't have so much
Got
extra.
a lot of thread.
We don't need this much extra.
And he's kind of been kicking around the skid plate design on the bottom, and what's really great about this is he doesn't have much, if any, just a one spot that's got a little bit hanging down below the frame. But when he puts a skid plate on, he's going to have maybe a 1/2 inch that comes down and is at the bottom. So I really don't think there's going to be a problem there.
The piece that hangs down is 3/8 thick on 3 sides, and
yeah, it's welded.
That's not going to move.
It's pretty tough.
That's not going anywhere.
No. Famous last words. Jesus ain't holding that one out. So, I don't know. We're getting closer, guys. A little bit more every day. It's exciting. As soon as we get some of this driveline stuff out of the way, Ryan is going to be able to start building some link bars, and it's going to be cool, because that's when it really starts getting interesting. Is you can make some serious strides, because then you can, once you get link bars on, he's already got shocks. I mean, he's pretty much ready to set it on the ground, and then you get to start cutting fenders to fit those 40s, and it's pretty cool building the steering setup, the panhard bar. Like it's getting exciting.
Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to.
All right, guys, good morning. We're back on a Friday. We're getting ready to go retrieve 5-ton that me and Jacob tried to go save a while back, and we took it for a drive we made it about 7 miles, and the motor completely gave up and started throwing milkshake all out of the reservoir. So we got water in the oil in the water, whichever way you want to cut it. But anyways, it completely trashed the engine on the old 5-ton. So we're gonna go pick it up. So we're gonna use the old 379. You guys know I love a good excuse to get this rig out. We got it cleaned off. We got the chains all hooked up. I'm hoping that I can use the 80,000 pound Tulsa winch on the back to pull it up on the trailer. So we'll probably end up unhooking the trailer, my buddy's place. We'll pull the truck around to the back of the back of the trailer, and then we'll use the winch to kind of pull it up on there kind of sideways. So I'm hoping, guys, that this goes smooth, but we're leaving kind of early, that way we can make the best of it. Looking forward to it, guys. I've been needing to get it out of his way for a while. It's been there for a little over 2 weeks, so you know, didn't plan on it being there that long. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing started. I thought I might as well do a cold start for you guys on the old 379, so we'll get it going here. I'll get Chad to hold the camera so you guys can see this rig. Hadn't been started yet today, so we're gonna need to fire it up. So we got the winch line hooked up. It's looking pretty good. Never used it at this angle before, but I think it'll work out. It'll kind of pull it up on here. So the goal is pull this thing up here, maybe throw a couple of blocks down on it, keep it from rolling. What do you think? Oh, well, can we just use a regular small chain maybe?
Yeah.
Through there?
Yeah, let me grab one.
We'll try that. This will be cool if it works. Try anything twice. Just for preventative, we'll block the trailer just in case. We'll leave one of those chocks for whenever we get the motherfucker pulled up on there. Perfect. Let's see. Going pretty good. We'll see what happens. We got to get the back of that truck up here on the back of the trailer. I know the winch has got enough in it, so we'll see what it'll do. Safety third. All right, so the goal here is to get it, it's gonna be right on the edge because it's the same width as the truck. So you're gonna have to cut the wheels that way, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it kind of pulls you at a pace that's a little bit faster than I like, so I'll try to keep it kind of slow, but we'll see what happens. Right. Try to get it lined up like on that side, Chad. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Get your tires on that side. You don't worry about the other side. As long as you got that side, you're good. I knew the winch should have plenty of power, but I wasn't sure how far we're gonna have to get it. So we ended up having to put these back wheels in the middle of the trailer to kind of get it where it needed to be. Luckily, there's enough room between the tires, we'll be good. Turned out all right. Went a little bit farther than we had to go, but more of the weight's on the trailer than the truck, so it's never a bad deal. Hell yeah. This is the fun part.